Back with the market, right here on ET Now, just looking at all that's going to impact trade today. And I think it's going to be telecom and some more telecom. And yes, the Yes Bank divergences as well, which are going to be a big no-no for the stock price this morning. But let's take the telecom discussion forward. Lots has happened. The fact that last evening Reliance has said that they're going to continue to shine bright in trade, that's not what they've said, but it seems that that's going to be the case. They've managed to bite the bullet. They've announced a tariff hike from December. Following in the steps of the incumbents, the market disruptor is now saying that rates will be hiked in a manner that it does not impact data consumption or growth. Sanjay Kapoor joins in on the phone line to analyze and assess the impact of this move by Reliance Jio. And Sanjay, like I mentioned, they've finally managed to bite the bullet, and they too are now going to follow in the footsteps of the incumbents. You think, this was a move that they had to take, considering that the incumbents had already chosen to hike tariffs?
Yeah, I think we have been discussing about all this over the past couple of years now to say raising tariffs in India is a quintessential part of sustainability and a survival strategy for everybody. At $1.50 ARPU, you cannot sustain this industry, especially which transforms every 4-5 years into new technology, and you cannot amortize all your costs that quickly if you don't charge the right prices. There's no reason why India should be doling out 30 GB of data at 399 rupees or 299 rupees. It just doesn't stack up. So I think whether it's the challenger or the incumbents, while everybody hopes that government will do a lot and there could be a revision on revenue share, on SUC, better utilization of the service obligation fund. But I think the industry has to make a move, and the only move that industry can make is that they have some semblance on the prices that they charge. There's no reason why a consumer in India should not be paying a much higher price. My own take is that even countries with much higher ARPU are really struggling to make the second operator and third operator viable. So if that's true for those markets, India is not really delineated from the rest of the world. Therefore, I think raising prices, and they might say that they'll raise prices by 30%, 40%, but according to me, that's not end. They will have to go much higher than that if they really want to make a business case, have Indian customers experience a video-grade network, and also transform our networks and our telecom into 5G and be globally competitive. So at the end, it's not about the competitiveness of the individual players or the industry. I think it's the competitiveness of India, which is very important, and digital infrastructure plays a very vital role in making that happen. So I think this is absolutely a move that's required. Without this, sustainability is not going to come back.
But could it come at the cost of volumes by any chance, or subscribers, Sanjay, in this case?
Yes, some bit of punts we will have to take. This comes with the two cons as well. One is the moment you begin to raise prices, then the expectations from the consumers for better service automatically falls over. If the current quality of networks and the service is what we are going to offer to our consumers with high prices, I think the market will not accept it. The consumer will come hard. And I think that's where the regulator needs to step in to say, let the prices be governed by a market mechanism and what happens, between operators. But we should concentrate on making sure that this price hike comes with a better quality and better experience for the customers. I think that's what the regulator must protect. The other thing that you said with the volumes fall, yes, volumes could fall, but please understand that at the end of the day, if you have a customer who just pays you 30 rupees a month or 40 rupees a month, it's unviable to serve that customer. And as long as all three operators are really combating in the market for same amount of share, so everybody says, I want 1/3 of the market, then the tension will never come down. Then the stress will never come down. So I think some players will have to say, look, I am going to lose a few percentage points, but I'm going to be viable. So I have better preference for viability over having a higher market share. I think that will happen. Probably you'll drop a few customers. Some customers who are absolutely at the lower end of the spectrum might become irrelevant for a while. But eventually, data and connectivity and communication is so important for everybody in this world today that I think customers will cough up a lot bigger money. I mean, look at people like us. We used to pay a much higher amount of money. I mean, today that has come down to, a very trivial amount. You think all high-end customers would have any problem? And the skew is there. There are those 30% customers who provide 50, 60% of the revenues of telecom operators. I don't think they are going to even blink an eyelid to pay a much higher amount than what they're paying today. So I think they'll be fine. Eventually, the revenues will grow. Yes, there could be a drop in some customers, some volumes, but that's okay to sustain the industry. That's more important.
Okay. Sanjay, we are talking about the network and connectivity. May I ask you whether we've called you on the landline today or the phone? Or the mobile?
So you struggled a bit to get me on the mobile, and that's the irony, The issue is that, we are unable to cover indoors. 80% of data consumption is indoors, not outdoors like voice. And this amount of hike that the operators are talking about must be reinvested back into improving customer experience. I mean, sorry to say that our customer experience on 4G or any other technology in this country is really very, very average or below average. I think we really need to invest. Look at China. China has more than 2 million sites on 4G. They're talking about 3 million sites on 5G. Okay, we are not China. We are not that large. We don't need 2 million sites. But do we only need 200,000 sites? That's also not true. The golden mean lies somewhere in between. So a lot more investment needs to go. The video needs to happen. Without video, there's no data. 90% of data today is video, but we cannot deal with video seamlessly in this country. And we all know that. Forget video. To get indoor coverage, to even connect on voice is a challenge. So I think with this hike will come a lot of responsibility to up the consumer experience. And I've been reading some of these guys saying, eventually the guy who will succeed will be the guy who has the best customer experience. And I endorse that completely. The final winner will not come out of price, but will come out of a better experience. And I think all of them need to invest.
Right.
Some balance sheets are weak, will find it tough. There are others who are stronger,
Right.
will gallop faster.
Right, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us with your thoughts there.